Hi, everyone. It's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, things change all over the place once again, and today's video had to be deleted, and I had to create this new video because my video today was about Norwegian Cruise Line canceling July and August cruises. And I was saying, does that mean they're going to redeploy other places and they're giving up on the United States? And then this drops. And what this is a direct letter from the CEO of Norwegian Cruise Line to the director of the CDC, Dr. Walensky, saying, we want to open, here's our reasons, by July 4th. So let's go over the actual thought process and the letters right after this. That's right. So Fred Del Rio, Norwegian Cruise Line, has sent a letter to the CDC, and let's go over it. I've got it up here beside me. Let's see. Is this a better view for you guys to see? Okay, let's try this and go over it. The company's plan is consistent with the CDC's updated guidance that international travel is safe for fully vaccinated individuals, and that COVID-19 vaccination efforts will be critical in the resumption of cruise ship travel. We've been saying that all along, right? Probably vaccines are going to be required to cruise at the beginning, but the CDC didn't put that in their guidelines. Instead, they left it open, which means now you have to do test cruises and procedures and all this. They just put up more roadblocks instead of actually making a decision. And their actual guidance contradicts the very same guidance that they just gave the same day on Friday about international travel. They go in the face of each other. So let's see what else they say. By requiring full and complete vaccinations of guests and crew, the company believes it shares in the spirit that exceeds the intent of the CDC's conditional sail order to advance mutual public health goals and protect guests, crew, and the communities it visits. Norwegian trusts and is optimistic the CDC will agree that mandatory vaccination requirements eliminate the need for this conditional sail order, and therefore requests for the lifting of the order for Norwegian vessels, allowing them to cruise from U.S. ports starting July 4th. And why is July 4th? Remember, that's the very day that the President of the United States came out and said that we will be able to celebrate the 4th of July like normal, because the vaccines will be rolled out, and we pretty much think we will have this defeated by then. So that's why they're saying July 4th. The company looks forward to its continued partnership with the CDC and recommencing operations with 100% vaccinated guests and crew aboard, and reduced capacity initially as part of the phased-in launch. So that's one step. Then they say, we congratulate the CDC on the steps it has taken to further open travel for vaccinated Americans. Yes, we're going to say that. Congratulations, you can travel North America if you've been vaccinated. Now we're going to tell you why cruise lines should be included in that as well. So Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings shares the CDC view. The vaccinations are a primary vehicle for Americans to get back to their everyday lives. President and Chief Executive Officer of Norwegian Holdings, we believe that through a combination of 100% mandatory vaccinations for guests and crew and science-backed public health measures as developed by the Healthy Sail Panel, led by former Secretary of Department of Health Human Services, Michael Leavitt, and former Commissioner of the FDA, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, we can create a safe, bubble-like environment for guests and crew. We look forward to joining the rest of the travel, tourism, hospitality sectors in participating in the next phase of our recovery. Notice how they're saying all the other aspects of travel and hospitality are allowed to operate as normal. So they're coming out. Then they go into how they've already sailed with 400 passengers without vaccines, and everything's been safe and everything's been going. They believe in their healthy sail things. But let's see what the actual letter now says to Dr. Walensky. So it's called Our Plan to Join America's National Opening this summer. This summer, not next summer, Dr. Lewinsky. In the ongoing spirit of cooperation between Norwegian Cruise Lines Holding and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, out of deference and respect for the career CDC scientists, well, okay, here's some flowery stuff to commend the CDC and everything, but you know what that is. This is just plain kissing butt. We're kissing your butt right now to say, hey, look, we appreciate you, we love you, you're so good. Now will you listen to us for a change? That's definitely kissing butt, and it's not kissing it on the left side or not kissing it on the right side. It's kissing it smack dab in the middle. So let's go over that flowery stuff and go into, as you know, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings is a parent company of other cruise lines. On March 13, 2020, prior to the CDC issuing its first no-sail order, Norwegian Cruise Line suspended all of its cruises across all these brands in an effort to do our part as a responsible corporate citizen. More flowery, 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 flowery. So here we go. Let's go into it. We congratulate you and the CD on the important steps taken to further facilitate safe travel for vaccinated Americans. As announced on April 2nd, 2021, Norwegian Cruise Lines Holdings shares your view that vaccinations are the primary vehicle for Americans to get back to their everyday lives while containing the spread of the virus. We have worked tirelessly and ensure the resumption of operations is guided by science and prioritizes health, safety of our passengers, crew, and the communities we visit. Most importantly, because our return to service plan mandates that the entire population on board our vessels be vaccinated. Our plan reduces risks of outbreaks and severe COVID-19 cases. Accordingly, we will not require federal, state, or local governments to incur time and or resources in providing medical assistance to our brands. Guests, as we have invested tens of millions of dollars in enhanced onboard health and safety protocols, including, but not limited to, enhanced hospital-grade air filtration system, cutting-edge contact tracing technology, and significantly upgrading ICU and quarantine medical facilities. Our vessels are well equipped to handle the one-off case of infection that could occur, and our procedures are well detailed and resourced to treat, address, and otherwise handle any isolation case on board. So basically what they're saying is, in the guidance that the CDC issued, they said, you have to have contracts with hospitals and with every different cruise line, state how many cruise passengers can be admitted to these hospitals. You might have to have multiple contracts. You're going to have to give vaccine seminars for people in ports to tell them they need to take a vaccine. This basically is saying we don't need to do that because everyone's going to be vaccinated already. And if you can international travel without having to quarantine and that, you should be able to go on a cruise and do the exact same thing. Norwegian Cruise Line will require that all guests embarking from U.S. port and disembarking to U.S. port provide proof of having fully vaccinated with an FDA, EMA, or WHO approved COVID-19 vaccine no less than 2 weeks prior to their departure date, which is exactly following the CDC guidelines. All crew on Norwegian Cruise Line will be fully vaccinated as well prior to 2 weeks of anyone else getting on board the vessels. Norwegian Cruise Line will also incorporate and optimize the protocols developed by the Healthy Sail Panel. So that doesn't mean there's no masking. That doesn't mean there's social distance. There's no social distancing. They're going to keep those protocols in place, and they're going to keep the cleaning in place as well. Combined with the required vaccines for all guests and crew, thereby creating a safe bubble-like environment. On or about July 4th, 2021, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings vessels will begin cruise operation at an additional, you're kind of getting ahead of yourself there, Frank, as an initial reduced capacity of 60% and gradually revamping up to our fleet departing from U.S. ports, increasing capacity by 20% for 30 days. So basically, if they open up in July, in September, they'll be back to 100%. Interesting number there. I'm kind of surprised they're putting that into place. These stringent requirements will remain in place until public health conditions allow for the implementation of more lenient protocols. We have published the complete Sail Safe Health and Safety program on our website, and is attached copy to this letter that they're sending out to the CDC. By requiring full and complete vaccination of our guests and crew, we believe our extensive health and safety standards share in the spirit and exceed the intent of the CDC's existing conditional sail order. And I have to agree, they by far go beyond what the CDC is asking. And first of all, the cruise lines. Second of all, any other public health or any other office or any other business in the world, in the United States, in Canada, anywhere. These far go above and beyond. We trust that you will agree with our protocols extend well beyond the protocols of other travel, leisure, and hospitality sectors, all of which have already reopened, including hotels, resorts, casinos, restaurants, sporting venues, theme parks, airlines. We believe that a cruise ship with a fully vaccinated population, when combined with the virus protection defenses provided by the HSP protocols, is one of the safest vacation options available. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. We look forward to continued partnership with the CDC in recommending operations with 100% vaccinated guests and crew aboard. Independent of the pandemic, our primary responsibility remains the safety and welfare of our guests, crew, reorganizing our shared responsibility in health and safety standards, those which exceed the mandatory regulated set from other dining, entertainment, travel, and tourism enterprises. Another nice jab. We embrace these guidelines and view them as opportunities to straighten public health measures and restore public confidence in our industry and the border travel sector as a whole. Thank you for your time and consideration, if they give you any consideration whatsoever. Yeah, and one other thing that I'm going to put on there, look at the list of people that were CC'd. Secretary of Human Health, White House Chief of Staff, COVID Response Coordinator, Deputy Director for Public Health and Services Implementation Services, COVID Response Coordinator, the governors of Florida, the governors of Alaska, Miami-Dade County Mayor, Congressional District, Florida. Yeah, it's just, is this a Hail Mary? Is this a Hail Mary they're trying to throw? And if you remember, the cruise lines all said, as far as health and safety is concerned, they won't try and compete with each other. You notice how they didn't say the cruise lines will do this and you should let the cruise line sail. They said, let Norwegian Cruise Line sail. They didn't say everybody sail with these protocols. They said, you lift the conditional sail order for Norwegian Cruise Lines. We'll see what happens with this. If it's a Hail Mary, if it's not. Like I said, did the CDC come up with all these guidelines and everything months ago and now implement them and just kind of added that little vaccine protocol thing into it after it was already written, because vaccines are coming out so stringently and they had to announce that they're opening up the travel industry anyway? And does this kind of give them an out, saying, okay, if you guys say you're going to vaccinate everybody, then we will follow and implement all those guidelines? You can do that. They may come back and say, okay, we'll allow you to do that, but we still want you to do a test cruise. We want to see what your protocols are. Who knows what the CDC is going to do? The CDC has been backwards since this all began anyway. So it's a Hail Mary. It's a, look, we're kissing your butt. We're saying how good you are. Please let us sail with these protocols, because your announcement that you did on the 2nd of April made no sense whatsoever to your own science and your own guidelines that you've given out to the rest of the country. And it flies in the face of the American president saying how things are going to get back to normal. It absolutely flies in the face of that directive from the President of the United States. So let's see where this goes. Let me know. Do you think this has any hopes whatsoever? I can, fingers crossed, I have hopes, but everything I've seen from the CDC so far has not been very science-backed, forward-thinking, results-oriented. It's been, we want somebody else to make the decision, and we're hoping that this all ends before we have to even come up with this decision. So there you go. I hope you appreciate this video. Like I said, it's the second one in 3 days I've had to redo because news is breaking every single day. Well, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Vacation.